Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from Breitbart. This is dated November 21st. And I think we can all see since Trump won the election, the liberals that are going absolutely insane with that. And this article is going to cover a lot of that, but this is kind of more in the morbid vein. So it says 15 times liberals became dangerous and unhinged after Donald Trump's landslide victory. And I can talk. It's funny that you don't see or you didn't see back in 2020 that when Joe Biden won the election, that there were Republicans that were going nuts about it. And before people say January 6th, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stuff like we're about to read here. So, deep breath. It says Democrats and leftists did not just lose an election this month. Some of them lost all touch with reality and turned dangerous, violent, and even murderous in their response to Donald Trump's landslide victory. Here are more than 15 times liberals proved to be a danger to themselves and everyone around them after Election Day on November 5th. So the reactions to Trump's huge victory were many and varied on the left, while most liberals merely cried in their beer and moved on. So some reacted in the worst way possible by lashing out with murder in their, this is heat. Probably should say hearts there, Breitbart. Check that out. It says acts of murder. So yes, these are things that actually happened after the election. This is going to shock you if you haven't heard of these already, but it's pretty nuts. It says one woman, a so-called power lesbian, I don't know what that is, named Corey Burke, 33, may have committed the worst of acts by allowing Trump's election to drive her to allegedly murder her father with an ice axe. Burke, an employee of Jeff Bezos' aerospace company, Blue Origin, allegedly stabbed and strangled her father to death after the election. She reportedly left her father, 67-year-old Timothy Burke, dead in the $800,000 Seattle home the two shared, according to the Daily Mail. As the paper added that Burke allegedly told police that her rage was connected to the election. Yeah, these people are not well. That's the problem. It says Burke was not the only Democrat voter to apparently turn to murder after the election. I wonder if this is actually. Yeah, I think this is the scanning it really quick. Yeah, not this next one. Or no, it is this next one. It's another case of such a tremendously foul deed. Reportedly took place in Minnesota, where Anthony Nephew, 46, allegedly murdered his entire family, then reportedly committed suicide several days after the 2024 elections. The unstable left-winger had posted a number of attacks on Donald Trump during the 2024 campaign for president, according to the New York Post. And I blame the media a lot for this, because they're making people think things that are just not true. Like, Donald Trump's going to put you in camps. No, he's not. Okay, and you know how we know he's not? Because he was already president one time, and none of the stuff that they said he was going to do then, which, by the way, is pretty much all the stuff they're saying he's going to do now, it never happened. Okay, so there's precedent for this, and these people are just saying, oh no, all that stuff that he never did before, he's going to do it now, and it's like, well, no, he's not. He's never said he was going to do any of that, but mental illness, yeah. His nephew, a resident of Duluth, allegedly murdered his ex-partner, Aaron Abramson, 47, their son Jacob, 15, on November 7th, but the bloodletting was not yet over. Police say he also went on to murder his wife, Catherine, 45, and their son Oliver, 7. He then turned the gun on himself, officials say. Well, thank God for that, at least, because, I mean, what else are you going to say about that? He took care of the problem himself, which was himself. Says, my mental health in the world can no longer peacefully coexist, and a lot of the reason is religion, he exclaimed in one post. And in others, he reportedly attacked Donald Trump. And no, sir, this, I think, is him right here. Sir, I'm sorry, it isn't religion, that's the problem. So here's a tweet about the whole thing. But, I mean, that's the one I wasn't sure this article is actually going to go into, just because of, killing his entire family. I don't, yeah, as you can probably hear, I'm that one just kind of, I don't even know what to say about that. But like I said, at least he took care of himself, and we don't need that in here anymore. If you even have stuff like that on your mind, just remove yourself from the equation. I got no problem with that. There's other acts of violence. Some liberals also resorted to violence short of murder. An elderly white woman in Edmonds, Washington, was arrested and charged with a hate crime after she allegedly physically assaulted several minority voters who were wearing Trump shirts and hats, according to ABC News. So Here's that tolerant left to speak of, is we like minorities, but only when they vote the way we do. So, I remember hearing about this. As the 82-year-old suspect reportedly pushed a black Trump supporter and punched a Hispanic woman who said she was a Trump voter. The two women claimed that the white Harris voter called them both racist and told them that they should be ashamed of themselves for voting for Trump. Yes, we love our minorities, but only if they vote the same way we do, because other than that, then if you're not one of us, then you're just all the bad stuff. There's another case of violence occurred the day before the election in Bath, New York, where a man named Robert Yacht was arrested and charged for allegedly physically assaulting another man for wearing a Donald Trump Make America Great Again cap. Like, people just, like, you're not the good guys if you're doing this. I know you think you are, but you are very much not the good guys. Continuing on, it says, finally, while there is no evidence that any violence came of it, liberal women on social media were seen suggesting that the election of Donald Trump was an excellent time to return to the use of an ancient poison to murder men. Yeah, I've seen some of these from other channels. These videos began popping up on social media urging women to resort to a 17th century poison called aqua tofana, a mixture of lead, arsenic, and belladonna to kill men, according to Legal Insurrection. That says teachers acting badly. That's all we need is, we're going to teach our kids this stuff with these people. There's a lot of psychotic teachers. But going on, it says Jesus, I'm retarded right now. It says stories of several left-wing teachers taking their frustrations over Trump's massive win out on their students also cropped up after Election Day. In one instance, a hate-filled high school Spanish teacher in Cerritos, California, reportedly went nuclear on her students for daring to wear Donald Trump t-shirts in class. Oh no, the horror. As the teacher took to social media and accused her students of exhibiting a deep hatred of minorities, women, non-Christian religion, and LGBTQ+, and in my opinion are a hate crime when worn at school, the Daily Mail reported. Okay, so she's an idiot. She doesn't actually know anything what Trump stands for. This is someone who's she's in a bubble. That's as simple as that. Okay. So then there was a case of Annie Dunleavy, a teacher at Chapman School in Connecticut, who reportedly threatened to, that word to Trump supporters, Kill. In one segment of her video, she appeared to say, "Please don't test your gangster on me because you'll end on a stretcher. Gone. Forever. So serious. Nobody effing talk to me unless you want to swing. If you want to fight me, text me, call me, whatever. Anybody else, stay the F out of my face." Yeah, and here she is. Yeah, she looks super threatening, doesn't she? Like, if you're going to confront her, like, are you really going to be scared even a little bit? And and like it says from Liz at TikTok right here in this embedded tweet, like, she should not be anywhere near children. And she's the one that went on TV. I saw this. Dunleavy later went on local TV to cry out being targeted, but admitted that her message of threatening Trump supporters came off wrong. I love when they do that too. It's like, we're gonna kill you, and when people complain about it, she's like, "Oh, I didn't really mean it like that." And it's like, we're just quoting what you said. Like, these are your actual words, lady. What the hell? So there's another teacher, this time in Arizona, found that his mental distraction over the election also got him in a heap of trouble. Teacher Clyde J. Kolinko, who works at Chino Valley School District, recently launched into an alleged unhinged rant after a student entered his classroom wearing a Trump hat. Kolinko is also the school girls' golf coach. School choice advocate Corey DeAngelis released the audio from the incident, which we're not going to listen to, but he looks like you can see what he says here. And I'm not even going to read this because of a certain R word right here that shows in here a few times. Jesus. Like, that dude's a bigot. You can tell just from what he wrote there about Christians, or what he said. It says, in each of these cases, the school district's involved, so they're investigating the incidents. I doubt anything's going to happen. Just doctors also get in on the act. That's what you want to see. You want to make sure that if you have to go see your doctor, like, what are their political preferences, because they may want to kill you. Says doctors also get in on the act. Says stories of doctors having misanthropic reactions to Trump's election abound, too. One story out of Iowa revealed Dr. Mayank Sharma, 35, a pediatric cardiology fellow for the University of Iowa Healthcare, who in the wake of the election took to his social media to tell friends to stay mad at Trump voters, and added that he hopes that conservative parents have their children M-worded, according to the Daily Mail. Wow. So you're a tolerant fellow. Again, folks on the left, you're not the good guys here if you're saying you're doing stuff like this. There's another report found that liberal psychiatrists, therapists, counselors, and social workers were seen on an industry message board that they should withhold their mental health services from anyone who voted for Trump. So much for their Hippocratic oath. Yes, that is a violation of it, and every single one of those people should be stripped of any license that they have, in my opinion, because that right there is a violation of the Hippocratic oath. It says more unhinged behavior. Liberals and Democrats also perpetrated a range of other examples of unhinged behavior in the wake of Donald Trump and his massive popular vote and electoral college win. As Breitbart News reported last week, liberal women admitted to stockpiling abortion pills in the mistaken belief that President-elect Donald Trump would have the power to ban the drugs. In other cases, liberal men scheduled vasectomies to avoid having children during the second Trump era. In other cases, leftist women shaved their heads bald in protest against Trump and to fight the patriarchy. Okay, so again, all psychopaths. And the thing I don't get about this is, like, you guys are essentially making sure that your ideology dies out. Okay, if you're doing stuff like this, like stockpiling abortion pills to have abortions, getting vasectomies, and then thanks for helping us identify you with shaved heads and everything. I mean, the colored hair was, one giveaway, but now the shaved heads is something else we could say, another warning sign, if you will. So thanks for that. It says, meanwhile, many other lefty women claim to have launched a sex strike over Trump's win, though it is not exactly clear who that is supposed to hurt. Exactly. It says the Democrat voters also suggested that their fellow Harris voters should cut off family members if they voted for Trump. Yeah, that's called being in a cult. Okay. One such liberal is Rick Taylor. I don't know who that is. A failed 2022 Democrat Senate candidate from Ohio. That's why I don't know who he is, because he's in Ohio. I am not. So Taylor said that he has cut ties with his Trump voting aunt, and the social media backlash against his hateful act was swift. Yes, as it should be, because, again, he is not the good guy. So speaking of liberals cutting off Trump supporters out of their lives, one man took to social media to say how shocked he was that his wife is actually divorcing him because he voted for Donald Trump, the mayor reported. Yeah, she's the bad guy. There's something wrong with her. So the liberals have lashed out at businesses, too. A restaurant in Illinois suffered a backlash from leftists for posting a sign that read, "Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president." Yeah, welcome to my state. But there's nothing wrong with that statement at all. It says, but once news broke of the liberal attacks on the restaurant, Trump supporters came out and forced to support the business. Good. There are certainly more stories out there, of course, but these are just a few of them. But it shows how badly Democrats are reacting to Donald Trump's second election victory. So yeah, there's some crazy people out there. Like I said at the top of the video, why do you never see any of this when, like when a Republican or when a Democrat wins the election, that the Republicans, you don't see any of that. You don't see the same problems. And again, I'm not talking about January 6th. I'm talking about people doing individual acts like this. But anyway, if there's any other instances, definitely go ahead and leave them in the comments below. But what do you think about this? Let me know in those same comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.